F.
This is where Claire said to meet her, right?
Yeah, this looks like the place.
Well, see what's going on. Well, looks like this is the place. Are we done looking around? After we meet up with the captain, we probably won't have any more time to look around tonight. Enter the bar. Walk away! Do it. Don't make me come over there. Dining bar.
Alright, now to find Captain Claire. Oh, wow.
Huh. She's not in her uniform. What's up with that?
I guess it makes sense that she wouldn't come here in uniform.
The charms of an older woman, eh?
Nah.
I think I'll manage.
How you doing, Sheriff? I got a lot accomplished today. I'd say I've earned myself a drink in a place like this. Welcome to F. I hope you enjoy your visit. Oh, are you together? Welcome to F. Would you like something to eat? Welcome to... Professor Connolly. Alright, now to get started on their reports. I swear, do Harbs and Gregor do anything other than play around? They have no aspirations higher than improving their remote-controlled car. Captain Claire!
Sorry I kept you waiting.
Don't worry about it. Oh.
Hi.
Yeah, I kind of ran into her on the way here and told her she could come along. That's not a problem, is it?
Not at all. I assume you've been surveying the town while acting as Rain's bodyguard?
Sounds like you've done your homework.
The intelligence division has told me a little. Anyway, I think we might attract a little too much attention if we stay at the counter. What do you say we get a table for 3?
Table for 3 and such. How you doing?
It's good to see you both. I think this may be the first time we've been able to have a proper conversation.
You may be right.
Dun, 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 dun. Millium.
I was hoping I'd get the chance to sit down and talk with you too, actually.
Oh?
You sure you don't want me to go?
That's not what I mean. I have a lot of questions, like about why Milliam transferred into our class, for example. But there's one really fundamental question that would go a long way toward answering a lot of the others. What exactly is it that you and Chancellor Osborne are trying to accomplish? Let's look at that standoff at the Provincial Army earlier this evening. It's hard for me to feel much sympathy for them after they drove armored cars right into the middle of the city.
Yeah.
But maintaining order in the provinces is generally accepted to be the duty of the provincial armies. Maybe it's just me, but it seemed an awful lot like you were just trying to provoke them by belittling their authority.
It did look like your people were picking a fight.
Viewed without the proper context, I can see how it might look like that. But right now, the factional conflict in the Empire is nearly at its breaking point. Crossbell is buzzing with talk of independence, and Calvert is still weathering its immigration disputes. In such volatile times, there's a very real need to create a far more expansive network to help maintain public order. The only organizations that are up to the challenge are the Railway Military Police and the Intelligence Division.
That may be the case.
Still, your boss is the one making those conflicts worse.
I can't deny that. But at the very least, the Chancellor is acting with a sense of integrity. He hasn't stooped so low as to give aid to terrorists, unlike some others I could name.
Nah.
I want you to at least understand that.
Wait, so
Wow, she really said it. So the noble faction's been the one backing the terrorists, huh?
I'm afraid there's no longer any doubting it. We've all but confirmed the involvement of Duke Cayenne, the most prominent representative of the four great houses. The 3 airships the Imperial Liberation Front have been using have been traced back to Ordis as well.
I'd wondered how they got their hands on those.
I've heard the Duke is just a gaudy old man, but... Eustace's brother came to pick him up in Legram, didn't he?
That's what Toval told us. And now, Rufus just so happens to pop up on another of his secret trips. Captain Claire, what's going on in Ruhr? And how are Elisa's family and the Rhineford Company involved?
I guess it's time to get to the matter I called you here for in the first place. The Railway Military Police is currently weighing the possibility of a forced inspection of Rhineford's first factory.
Sounds serious.
The first factory belongs to one of Rhineford's major divisions, right?
Correct. It's one of the main divisions and handles the bulk of the company's iron and steel processing, among other things. They're also currently under suspicion of something I'm not at liberty to discuss with you right now. The 2 of you are aware that project management at Rhineford is split up across several major branches, right?
Yep.
It is?
And on top of that, she's got her hands on the development of our Arcus units too. It's way too much work for one person. How many projects does Mother have under her wing right now?
Well, I'm afraid I can't give a simple answer to that. But suffice to say, the chairman only knows about a small number of the projects in development by the Rhineford Group. Well, lately, the directors have.
Come to think of it, I overheard Elisa and Sharon talking about something like that.
For years now, Rhineford has been the Empire's heavyweight when it comes to heavy industry and manufacturing. The company is split into different divisions that handle things like steel production, railways, weaponry, and tools. The problem is that those divisions have simply become too large. Large enough to have their own internal allegiances, some to the nobles, with others supporting the reformist faction.
Are you serious?
So even companies are taking sides.
Bum bum bum.
I'm sure Irina Rhineford is aware of this to at least some extent as the company's chairman. But the self-supporting accounting system she introduced has the side effect of granting each division a long leash. Because of that, I doubt even she has a full grasp of the situation.
Chairman style.
So, the first factory you guys have your sights set on for that inspection is aligned with the noble faction, I assume.
You assume correctly. And the provincial army is doing everything it can to stop us from carrying out that investigation. That's what led to this evening's quarrel. I imagine Chairman Irina is currently doing her utmost to rein in all the divisions and get them back in line. The thing is, when she seized control of the company 5 years ago, she had to rely on support from both sides. Being indebted to them like that, I have my doubts she'll be able to target the underlying problem.
It's sounding shadier by the minute.
You can say that again. The situation seems even more dire than I thought. And while all this is going on, the factional conflict keeps burning hot across the rest of the Empire.
I've told you as much as I can right now. Tensions are mounting all over the country, but Ruhr has an extra fuse of its own. Try to gain an understanding of the crisis unfolding here, then do your best to stay out of it. Whatever other lessons Class 7 takes away from this field study, I hope that ends up on the list. I wish you the best with the remainder of your field study.
Dun dun.
Please have the bill sent to the Railway Military Police Branch Office in Ruhr Station.
Certainly. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Almina style.
Wait! The bill!
Looks like she just picked up our tab. She gave us some good intel, too. For free, even.
And I can't just go running after her now. Looks like we owe her one.
So, you like the mature type, huh? She's sorta like Sarah. Except responsible and composed.
Nah.
You can say that again. Oh.
Must be yours.
Hello? Reen Schwarzer speak.
Reen, what are you doing?
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's just you, Elisa.
Well, what do you mean it's just you? Is it true some girl invited you out for a night on the town?
Whoa, hold on. A late night date? I thought you only had eyes for me, Reen. Anyway, good job, kiddo. You better spill all the details later, huh?
He'll do no such thing.
Meh.
Now, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. Fee was with him too.
Still, it was rash of you to go out on your own without at least consulting us.
Ready to head back?
Yeah, I think that'd be for the best.
Nah. Do 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 do. 20 AP.
Keep up the good work.
Meanwhile, north of Ruhr City. Now what? Ooh. What is this nonsense? Uh-oh. It's like they're up to something.
The time has come.
It's C.
First Hype, then Crossbow. Now Ruhr shall be the third to witness our conviction.
As you wish.
We'll hit them so hard, they'll be picking up the pieces for weeks.
You tell him, Patrick Sides.
You heard the boss, man.
Yeah, so V's name is Vulcan, apparently. Makes sense.
Tomorrow's a red-letter day for us. A real do-or-die moment, in every sense of the word.
All our preparations will be rewarded soon, when we sweep in and take the Chancellor's head. Keep your eyes on the prize, and give it all you've got!
Yeah!
Yeah, style. Oh boy. Clearly they're up to no good. Something's gonna happen. It's gonna be crazy. September 26th, Sunday, Field Study Day 2.
So tired.
The air here is so fresh, especially for a city with this many factories. Must be because we're up in the mountains.
I'll say, compared to the capital, the air quality is pristine.
Pristine style.
Well, the capital does have a few 100,000 more people living there.
Glare.
Sure is a nice day today, isn't it, Elisa?
Not as nice as last night must have been.
I told you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll bet you are. I cannot believe you! After all those things you said to me last night, you go rushing out to meet another girl!
Ooh, the skies might be clear, but I'm sensing a stormy forecast today.
Well, all things considered, Even if we assume Captain Claire is trustworthy, I'm not sure how wise it was to go out on your own.
Hasty Steven style.
I know. In hindsight, I regret keeping it to myself.
Still, it was pretty bold of Captain Claire to show up alone to meet Reen. Even dressed down, I wouldn't have thought she'd go out alone with the Provincial Army on patrol.
I'm guessing she's more than strong enough to handle herself. Not sure what her weapon of choice is, though.
I wish I could have seen her all dolled up, though. Bet she was a real knockout. Come on, that would put a spring in any man's step. I don't blame you for sneaking out alone.
Oh!
Claire.
No! It's not like I knew she was going to show up wearing a cocktail dress. I swear!
You seemed pretty taken by her when she showed up yesterday, though. And your eyes were glued to her right up until she left the scene.
Oh, really?
So while we were enjoying a quiet evening, you were out carousing with a beautiful woman, were you? You lucky son of for shame, Reen! We're here representing the Academy on a field study!
I swear, you guys are just making things up at this point. But thanks to the information I got from her, we have a pretty good idea what's going on here in Ruhr. And now that we know, we should be able to do something about it. What do you think, Elisa?
Yeah, I'm in.
So in short, the first factory did something to catch the eye of the railway military police, prompting an inspection.
Inspection style.
And all the while, the Provincial Army has been here blatantly trying to prevent them from doing that?
Let's not forget that the first factory is run by none other than the Noble faction.
I know that the divisional directors have been operating without much in the way of executive oversight for years now. But Mother always allowed it. She thought that encouraging competition among the divisions would yield more innovations. I never thought that'd lead to something like this.
Seems like the lesser of two evils.
By the way, hearing about the first factory made me curious. Do the other divisions have their own political allegiances?
Well, to give you a basic idea, this is a bit oversimplified, of course. Divisions are made up of many people, and they all have their own opinions. But the positions of each division's directors are clear as day, though.
First factory, iron and steel. Large machinery. Noble faction. Second factory, guns, tanks, general armaments. Reformist faction. Third factory, orbital trains, orbital airships. Neutral. And fourth development division, orbital communications, battle ordnance. Chairman controlled.
The first and second factories in particular have had a pretty fierce rivalry going on between them for years. But even still, I wouldn't have expected the first factory to do something flagrant enough to prompt a military inspection.
Neither would I.
Alright, we're gonna do whatever it takes to get to the bottom of this.
Cool.
And when we tie this up all nice and neat for her, even my mother will have to admit she's grateful to us.
Sounds like a plan.
That's the spirit.
That's the stuff. Hostess.
Offhand, I'd say this falls under the scope of our field study too.
Rage Darling went live.
Thanks, everyone.
Sounds like we're in for a ride.
Anyway, let's take a look at the field study tasks Sharon gave us for today.
What do we got for today? Field study envelope September. I'm doing quite well. Field study day 2, assigned tasks. One that's required. Nordia Highway monster. Nordia Provincial Army. A ferocious monster has appeared on the Nordia Highway. The Nordia Provincial Army hereby requests its extermination. Monster Hydra. Open area off of Nordia Highway. Once the monster is eliminated, please report to the soldiers in front of Marquis Ragner's residence. And then 2 that are optional. Shots fired. From Chief Sandy. Those of us at Rhineford's second factory have developed a new type of orbital gun, and we'd like to have it tested. Speak with me in RF Arms if you fancy giving it a shot. Sandy! And crying over lost milk. From Vanilla. Milk is missing. Could you please help us find our beloved little kitty? Any would-be hero should come talk to me at my house next to Dining Bar F. Vanilla. They lost their cat named Milk. You can't do... Who names a cat Milk? That's just crazy.
Yeah, I think we can handle these.
Italian sub style.
It's still 8 a.m., so we have plenty of time to work our way through the list.
Actually, it's 10:09 a.m., but that's a whole other story.
And while we're doing that, we can ask the people we meet about how things stand between Reinford's divisions. Look alive, everyone. It's time to get to work.
Right. Roger.
Gotcha.
Time to stop screwing around all the time. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba! We're not loving it. We're really not. As disgusting as that is. Elisa style, even. I like Walmart way too much, apparently. Since I go there so freaking often. It's ridiculous. Sickening, even. Alright. We rode the escalator up to the entrance of the Reinford corporate headquarters and walked right in. Sharon guided us to the chairman's room on the 23rd floor, where we found Chairman Arena hard at work. She handed us an envelope containing our field study tasks, and after promising to dine with us this evening, she warned us to stay away from the Provincial Army, the Railway Military Police, and the Marquis's mansion. With that lengthy warning out of the way, she left the room. We left our belongings with Sharon and set about working through our field study tasks. This could very well be our last field study, so we wanted to make sure we did it justice. The mandatory request from the Ruhr Institute of Technology was our top priority. No sooner had we finished the request from the Institute of Technology that evening arrived. Suddenly we heard the sound of an argument coming from the plaza on the lower level of the city. We looked down to see the Provincial Army and Railway Military Police being openly hostile towards one another. With a sinking feeling in our stomachs, we descended to the lower level to get a closer look. The Provincial Army and Railway Military Police are arguing over who has the right to maintain order in Ruhr City. It was essentially a stick-waving competition. After a while, the Provincial Army lost their cool and ordered armored cars onto the streets of the city, pushing the tension between the two to its breaking point. However, both Captain Claire and Rufus appeared on the scene and calmed things down by clarifying their respective positions. Both the Provincial Army and Railway Military Police stood down. And Rufus, who had apparently come to speak with the Marquis, gave us a stern warning before leaving the city. The whole situation left us feeling that something was definitely amiss in Ruhr. With the conflict on our minds, we decided to return to Reinford corporate headquarters. Sharon welcomed us back before informing us that Chairman Arena would be unable to dine with us that evening, leaving us to finish dinner by ourselves and start writing our report early. Left with some free time at night, we agreed to spend the remainder of the evening watching the Flintstones. However we saw fit. It gave me a chance to walk around the house and talk with my classmates. I noticed Sharon heading towards the laundry room, so I followed her on Twitch. I tried asking Sharon about Arena, and it reaffirmed my belief that the reason she couldn't dine with us was somehow related to the disagreement between the Provincial Army and Railway Military Police. She insists that there's no reason to worry about the chairman, though. I could tell that was as much information as I was going to get out of her, though, so I kept walking around. I noticed Elisa walking out onto the balcony, so I decided to join her. I joined her party! Elisa told me more about the Reinford family, saying that her father's death was the catalyst for Arena to losing herself in her work. It's become clear to me that Elisa is someone who always thinks about other people. even when she's annoyed with them. Deep down, she's one of the kindest people I know. I want to get to the bottom of what's going on here in Ruhr so I can repay her. I just hope I can. I don't even know where to start. I thought things over for a while after Elisa left, then got going myself. All of a sudden, I got a call from Captain Claire, who had something she wanted to tell me. She asked me if we could meet somewhere in the city to talk. She suggested a bar in the southern area of the upper level called F. I felt kind of guilty sneaking out to the bar on my own, but considering the circumstances, my options were limited. As I went to leave to the front entrance, Sharon intercepted me, saying that she wouldn't tell anyone that I was gone. She locked the door behind me as I stepped out to enter the elevator. I rode the elevator down to the first... For the first floor. It should be first floor, not four. What the beep? First floor, and planned on heading straight to the bar. Turned out Fee was unsuccessfully trying to stealthily follow me on Twitch. I told her what I was doing, and we decided to go and meet Captain Claire together. She wanted to walk around the town at night before we did, though, so I obliged her as we made our way to the bar. We entered the bar and spotted Captain Claire, who was dressed to the nines. Gulping down my nervousness, we went over to talk to her. We sat down to talk to Captain Claire, and she hinted that the terrorists and the noble faction were in some way connected with one another. At the very least, there's no doubt that Duke Cayenne, head of the foremost of the four great houses, is providing them with support. Furthermore, it seems that the Railway Military Police is considering an investigation into the noble faction. In the noble faction-controlled Rhineford First Factory, and that was what led to the conflict earlier that evening. After explaining the situation in Ruhr, Captain Claire advised that we stay back and to try to broaden our understanding of things, instead of butting in ourselves, and then left the bar. Shortly after she left, I received a call from Elisa. It seemed as though everyone was worried about me. Fee and I went straight back. September 26th, Sunday, field study at Ruhr Day 2. As the second day of our field study began, we agreed to focus on information gathering, starting with what Captain Claire told us as a base. Hasty Steven style. The only mandatory task was to be the monster extermination, so we assumed we'd be able to gather information on the Rhineford First Factory and the other Rhineford divisions from the people of Ruhr and various Rhineford affiliates while we were working through our tasticals.